It was hot that day, real hot. I'd rather be laying out by my pool, but there was work to be done. Got a call from my associate down at the police department, Lieutenant Hanson. He told me something was up. Said he couldn't talk on the phone. To go to Century City and get my assignment there. So I did. I followed orders. My name's Frank Nunley. I'm a detective, and a good one.
Hello, Frank. Yesterday afternoon, Janet Nelson was abducted while skating in Balboa Park. As you know, Janet Nelson is the daughter of Brett Nelson, president of Paramount Pictures. Authorities were led to believe that the kidnapping was committed by film students from NYU and USC. In lieu of not receiving studio contracts, the film students have demanded $25,000. As chief of undercover assignments, Frank, it's your duty to coordinate the ransom payments between the family and the kidnappers.
This sounded like a case that was going to be difficult even for me. Whenever you get campus radicals together, things are going to be tough. I thought about it for a while and decided to give a friend of mine a call. We'd worked together at the Chicago Democratic Convention in '68 and Berkeley in the early '70s. He was working up in the city by the bay, San Francisco. His name was Bob Aaron. I knew he'd help out in a pinch. I'd known Bob had fallen on hard times during the late '70s and early '80s. He enjoyed the pleasures of the flesh too much, and he partook of the bottle a little too much, too. But I knew all it would take would be one good case. We talked for a while. We argued a little bit. It was like old times. He said he'd be right down. From the time Bob arrived at the train station in Glendale, I started to fill him in on what had transpired. I'd talked with the girl's parents and secured the $25,000 in cash the punks said they wanted to release her. We didn't know if she was dead or alive, where she was, or what condition she was in. We just knew that the drop-off point was going to be a city called Westwood, California. It's going to be a highly detailed operation requiring constant communication. Jeff was going to be on foot. I was going to be in my car. We planned to follow the radicals back to their hideout and most likely find the girl there. It was dangerous every second of the time, but that's the way I like it. It was a 3-story house perched on a cliff in Malibu, almost impervious to attack. Jeff was going to go around the back. I was going to attack it from the front. The case was over. We'd killed all the bad people, and Bob had proven himself a good friend. He'd stayed off the booze, and he was back on the up and up. He promised to keep in touch. He was back to the city by the bay, and I was back to what I do best, fighting crime. Whether it be a guy stealing your mom's purse, drugs, pornography, or communism threatening to destroy the very fabric of our lives. That's where I'll be. Frank Nunley, fighting in your neighborhood, in this United States, and in the entire world, for truth, justice, and the American way.